All right, let's go ahead and create our first Unity project here. So I'm going to do a new 3D project. That's also something it will suggest. If I had different editor versions, I would make sure that I choose the right one, but in this case I only have this one installed. That's the one I wanted to use. Location, I'm thinking of just putting it here on a desktop. I created a Unity folder. I just want it in there, but per default, it just put it in my user folder. I didn't like that so much, so pay attention to where things are, and then we just call it my 3D project for now. You can give it a better name. What is this 3D project? So here are different templates, and later we may be using different templates. Right now we're just starting from 3D. Later we will be using VR, and then be in one version or the other, depending on what kind of AR we want to create. We may start from this template. And this template that we have selected right now is a 3D template, gives us an empty 3D project with Unity's built-in renderer. There are more advanced rendering pipelines, the HD, so high definition rendering pipeline, and the universal rendering pipeline, and these are somewhat advanced things, and they lead to issues on certain computers. So if you don't have a super powerful computer, then this is a little bit of an issue, and also can lead to issues when you then actually want to deploy and run things in virtual reality or in AR. So for now I would just recommend we start from this 3D project, and it is creating this project now, and on my other screen, which I'm not capturing at the moment, it's already giving me a Unity loading screen. It's preparing the project for me, and it's estimating that in a bit more than 10 seconds it'll be done. And then the Unity editor will just open, and I will just go back to the default layout. This is how it'll actually look for you, and I will recommend the layout in a second when we configure the Unity editor, but it'll look like this, most likely like this. For you, it opens the sample scene, so what's in the project. Let's look here, project, right? So it created a sample scene for us. That's the one that's opened. That sample scene doesn't contain too much. It contains a camera that we have here, and that camera is, well, it doesn't see anything. And it is 10 units, let's say. That would be meters away, but 10 units away, and we have a light in there. Every scene needs a light, and this is a directional light. There's also ambient lighting, so just in general, so that we can see something, otherwise it would be a dark room, and then also directional light. So we'll learn more about all these things. Anyway, this is our first little Unity project, and I will configure the editor just the way I like it. So what I like to do is I'll take the hierarchy and I'll move it to the top here on the side. So I like these things to be together. And it may actually have that game view initially, like side by side. This is how things are often displayed initially. But I just because the previews are not really helpful all the time, and I mean it does help a little bit, but I really would like to have more space dedicated to the scene in the editor. That's how I usually do it. So I have scene and game here, project and console, which I need sometimes to understand if there are any issues, warnings or errors, and then I would switch to the console. But I like to work this way, and there are a few different layouts that you could choose from. I customized the default layout to make it suit my needs, and yeah. So in future projects, my Unity may just look like this. If your Unity doesn't exactly look like the way I have it look like, just make sure that you're referring to the right windows, the hierarchy, the inspector, the scene, the game view, and the project and the console. These are the most important windows that we will need throughout our little adventure here in Unity.